everyone, welcome to this video. On my channel, I analyze song lyrics very in depth. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Today we're gonna talk about me. It's about me. I'm gonna share with you 5 of my favorite lyrics about the season of summer and explain to you why I love them so much. To be clear, no one asked for this, but to quote the great Alexis Rose and David Rose, I'm taking a selfish. Also, this is like not important to the video, but it's important to me. Look at the sleeves on my shirt. The first lyric I have on here is kind of nostalgic for me. I used to listen to this song a lot when I was younger, and I remembered it existed because of a skincare commercial. The song is called Summer Skin. It's by the band Death Cab for Cutie. I saw like an ad on my Spotify about like skincare and it said Summer Skin, and I was like, oh my god. Flashbacks to like middle school, I think it was middle school. The lyric I want to talk about says, "'Cause the season's change was a conduit and we'd left our love in our summer skin." So this song is about a summer love that had to end when the season ended. Let's start by defining the word conduit. It is a channel for conveying water or fluid, a pipe or a passage for water. Another way to define it would be as a way of connecting two places. So for me, when I hear the word conduit in this context, I think about something, some entity being like the bridge or the tube. We're going to say bridge between two distinct places. The season changing from summer into fall was this bridge into a new location. And I'm thinking about emotional locations. The word conduit itself, I just read you the definition. That definition is pretty like mechanical, right? It's pretty tangible. So to me, the use of the word conduit here is so satisfying because it's referring to like the most intangible thing ever. Emotions. I always really enjoy intangible things being represented tangibly. It gives more value to the emotions, in my opinion. I want to comment really briefly on the word "'cause." And I'm going to talk about this when we get to the Lana Del Rey lyric I have in here. Ever since I was young, I really loved taking fragments of quotes from like books or poems or lyrics out of context and like applying a different meaning to it. That's why on my channel, I often talk about how I love lyrics that begin with the word "and" or "'cause." It's a fragment of a thought. We don't know what was stated before this. We do in this song because this is not the first lyric in the song, but I like presenting things starting in like a fragmented way. It's kind of more mysterious, and it to me makes it more significant. Feels like it's part of a very intimate story that you know nothing about. You're just like, I don't know the context, but I know this. It's kind of angsty in my opinion, and I enjoy like angsty emo lyrics. I think we should all strive to be balanced and emotionally healthy and like happy in real life, but a good angsty emo lyric just is very, very satisfying to me. And we'd left our love in our summer skin. Let's talk about the phrase summer skin. So in the summertime, you can get sunburn. Sunburn can lead to your skin peeling. Another way to look at it, and this is the way that I usually feel about this lyric, is like the process of molting, like how animals molt their skin. I know that's not the most graceful thing to imagine, but I think there's a lot of value in viewing this song in this way. When you think about it, when an animal molts its skin, it's not like flaking off, it's like the literal full layer. You can think about that animal as being like brand new in a way. Here, when it says they'd left their love in their summer skin, it's kind of like this protagonist and their former lover are completely removed from that experience. They metaphorically molted their skin, molted their emotions. Their new skin is something that the other person will never touch. They have nothing tangible, I'm using tangible loosely here, left of that summer because it's in their old skin and like the molted skin. Everything is brand new, and new beginnings are positive and hopeful, but it's such a stark departure from the season. It's in a way off-putting, but I think it illustrates the emotions felt very eloquently. It's like an abrupt change. Kind of haunting if you think about it too much, at least for me. I just really enjoy the way that's stated. If you do want to think about it more as like a sunburn flaking the skin off, it's very ironic and heartbreaking because the sunburn was due to the sun. It was due to being outside and participating in the like summer activities. The very thing you enjoyed led to the downfall. This love was always fated to end. There was no way to escape it. Lyric number 2 is from the song Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey. It says, "Hot summer nights, mid-July, when you and I were forever wild. I really enjoy concise lyrics that feel emotionally heavy. And I also love the way Lana sings this. It's so haunting and beautiful. Again, this is another lyric that I would like fragment and maybe put as like a caption on a photo or something. I know some people view putting lyrics as captions on photos as cringe, but I love it. I love it so much. I also love putting timestamps of songs on photos. I do that on my personal Instagram. And like, I don't care. That's my emotional aesthetic. The reason that I enjoy this is because it sounds like something that you would write in like a diary. I say this because a lot of times when I was younger and I would journal, I would put no context in my journal. I would just put like random fragments of sentences and emotions that I felt. And I was like, this night was so emotional. I'm gonna remember what it was about. And like, I've looked back on those journals and I don't remember what it was about. It's very helpful and necessary to provide context. Lyrics like this kind of remind me of my like fragmented, passionate, not really passionate, but like angsty journal entries in my adolescence. So I feel like a kinship with lyrics like this, and that's why I like them so much. The phrase hot summer nights, it's hot because it's literally summer, but I think it's hot due to the passion involved in whatever this protagonist was doing. I love how it says mid-July after hot summer nights, because mid-July is like a neutral word. It's just like a fact, and the fact that this phrase mid-July is stated right after this very passionate phrase, to me it's kind of like it's trying to contextualize the passion felt. Like with emotions like passion that are like this, you can't really box them in because they're like this, they're passionate. Putting the phrase mid-July, to me, it's kind of like you're trying to put it in a museum and put a descriptor on it. So to me personally, that's a juxtaposition. Like the connotation of hot summer nights is very different in a stark contrast to mid-July. The thing with emotions are that you can't capture them. You can capture moments in pictures and you can journal about them. Maybe you can do a video of the night, but you can't capture emotions. And to me, the mid-July sounds like the protagonist wants to like capture the emotion. They're putting descriptors down. And this again reminds me of like my own journaling habits. Like when I journal now, I put the time, I put the date, I put the song I'm listening to, and I put like where I'm sitting on bed, listening to Touch Tank by Quinny on repeat. That was my latest entry. I really like to contextualize things so I can try to kind of go back to what I was feeling. And then when I look back on my journal entries, sometimes I like play the music again to try to like get into the headspace I was. It's kind of like a more immersive experience. Again, this is very personal to me. Like this is a very personal interpretation, but that's why this lyric is here. I just find the act of trying to contextualize things that can't be contained very beautiful. I find it very bittersweet, and it's just, I don't know, it's emotional and I enjoy emotions. I really love the phrase forever wild. I think it's very beautiful and very passionate. The thing is that people change and some people always remain wild, but other people grow out of it. Their mood and their actions kind of stabilize. I'm not saying one is right or wrong, but people change throughout their lives. So to me, forever wild is referring to like their memory. They're always going to remain lively and alive in the protagonist's memory. That's how much passion was involved. It's very much, again, trying to quantify something that can't be quantified or captured effectively. I interrupt this video with a very special message from myself. This is sponsored by me. I want to let you guys know that I'm offering services on the website Fiverr. I'm offering a few different things. I can help you refine your own analysis skills to develop your own unique perspective about poetry, about song lyrics, about any written work. I've also been getting a lot of messages from you guys letting me know that you use my videos to help you learn English. So if you need an English conversation partner, I'm your girl. You can converse through the internet. I can help you with pronunciation, sentence structure, and random things about American culture that are not super intuitive. If you're a songwriter or a poet and want me to read your original piece of work and provide you with a very detail-oriented feedback, I can do that as well. All that information is going to be linked down below. If you have any questions about any of the services I'm offering, please message me directly through the website Fiverr. Back to the video that you actually clicked here for. The next lyric is, I was certain that the season could be held between my arms. This is one of my favorite lyrics of all time. This is from my favorite album of all time. It's from the album Dusk and Summer. The artist is Dashboard Confessional, and the specific song is So Long, So Long. If you happened to watch my Q&A, I talked about how this lyric changed my life. That's not a hyperbolic statement. I'm being very genuine. When I heard this lyric, when I was like 14 or something, it really changed my viewpoint towards just words, and it in a way is kind of like the foundation of how I perceive words and how I kind of analyze words and how I just perceive everything around me in my life. This lyric was a catalyst to that. What's really ironic here is that this lyric was actually sung in the background by Adam Duritz, the lead singer of Counting Crows. To me, this lyric was important because they are making something intangible, a season, tangible. This was the first time that I ever read anything like this, which dealt with intangible things being represented in a tangible manner. The protagonist here had such an intense experience during the summer that they were sure that they could hold the season between their arms. This whole season was so important. It was filled with so many important memories that they could just touch it. And that may not seem like interesting or valuable to some people, and I completely understand that, like that's valid, but to me, that lyric is really, really important. I love this album so much, you guys, so I'm obviously very biased. Autumn Sipped Away Like a Bottle of Wine, August by Taylor Swift from her album Folklore. I did analyze this entire song, so I will link it down below for you. The season of August is ending here. It's being compared to sipping a bottle of wine. When you drink wine, it's usually in like a very leisurely context. You're enjoying yourself. Wine is also taking you into an altered state. I will link my Cruel Summer analysis by Taylor Swift because I discussed altered states much more in depth in that analysis. Comparing wine to a season ending is kind of interesting in my opinion. When you think about it, you can drink wine kind of fast or you can pace yourself properly. If you pace yourself, you can hold on to that bottle for a very long time and enjoy it. But if you kind of drink it fast, you're going to run out of the wine. And we can think about wine as being representative of fun memories, good times, you know, as long as you're drinking in moderation and responsibly. You're sipping on it and the season is also ending. So it's two endings coinciding with one another. Makes you wonder if perhaps they paced themselves metaphorically with the wine, if it would change the outcome of the season. I'm talking about this completely separately from the actual plot of the song. Another thing I want to mention is the idea of consumption. I talked about consumption a lot when I analyzed the song The Louvre by Lorde, so I'll link that down below if you're interested in that. August is being consumed here. It's being sipped away. And when you sip something, you're consuming it in small increments. So sometimes you're not sure how much you're actually drinking. You can enter into an altered state, aka a drunken state, much more easily. And you can also drink faster and more than you initially wanted to. It's kind of like when time gets away from you, you're having so much fun, you don't realize it. It's the same sort of idea here. The protagonist of this song was sipping August. It was something that they consumed in a way that they didn't really realize. It's a type of thing that you realize happened after it's already gone. And this is not to say the protagonist was careless in any way. I think this is just, at least in my opinion, reflective of the situation and the circumstance the protagonist was in. That love that the protagonist was experiencing was never meant to be hers, and she was very much aware of that looking back. I really enjoy this lyric. There's so many ways we can pick it apart, and I just wanted to present a slightly different way of thinking about it. This is a little bit different than what I talked about in my full video analysis. And then the last lyric I want to share with you is another Dashboard Confessional lyric. Again, this video is me taking a selfish. I just really enjoy talking about this. This song is from the title track. It's called Dusk and Summer. The lyric says, "She said, nobody here can live forever. Quiet in the grasp of dusk and summer." This lyric occurs kind of in the middle towards the end of the song. So this was about a summer love. Their love interest stated this to our protagonist. The summer was ending. Their relationship was ending as well. I really enjoy the word grasp because it personifies the season. It's kind of like the season is holding on to the two people in this song. It's not holding on to them in like a negative way or a violent way, but it's really allowing them to stabilize themselves within the season. It's like a foundation for them in a way, but it's a temporary foundation. Once it lets go, the stability will falter and the relationship will end. So it's a false sense of stability, and that to me is very like heartbreaking. Dusk is the time frame before the darkness of the night falls. To me, the phrase dusk and summer is kind of like a juxtaposition. We have the darkest part of the night juxtaposed with summer, which usually is associated with a lot of light imagery, golden rays of light, people being chill. To me, it's interesting that dusk is stated here and it's actually stated before summer, because when I think about dusk metaphorically, I get like emo vibes from it. When the day turns into night, that's usually the transition time of the day when a lot of people get in their feels. There's less stuff going on. You may be off of work, you don't have things occupying your mind. But I also personally find the transition points of the day, when you look up at the sky, very emotional. I'm really revealing my emo tendencies here, but when I literally look up at the sky and I see it changing in the colors colors shift, I feel different emotionally, right? And for me, different clouds have different emotions. I really stand cumulus clouds. Please let me know your favorite cloud down below. It's really important that I know. My interpretation of the phrase dusk and summer changes. It kind of depends on my mood. Sometimes I kind of view it as a foreshadow of things to come. I kind of view it as ominous. We can also kind of view it in a balanced way. Summer always ends. And to me, summer is a season that's very much romanticized. It's often put on a pedestal in a weird way. Like, a lot of people have high expectations of the summertime. I think especially when you're younger, in your adolescence. The phrase dusk and summer kind of balances out maybe the high expectations placed on the summertime. My interpretation of this often changes, but I just wanted to share it with you. Those are all the lyrics that I had for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!